racing this morning. Candice is going to take us through her runners for Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Monday. Candice, race 1, the Work Riders Maiden Plate. You've got Roger aboard. He ran a good race last time. Takes on a small field. How do you think he'll go?
I think he'll go well. Vicky was a much improved, well, it wasn't really a much improved run. His previous run was in the ladies' race on King's Plate Day, and he was just never in the race. So you had to put a line through that last run. Much better run from him last time. Obviously getting a bit of weight from a lot of the runners. Back in a normal maiden this time around. But yeah, Vicky, I think he should certainly have a good each-way chance in that field. I know we've been looking at maybe putting him a little bit further, but he shows quite a bit of speed, so I think in that type of a field he'll get away with it again this time.
Race 2, you've got the two runners. First, Eliorix with Mornay Vina aboard. Never too far off. She's coming off a short rest. Do you think she'll enjoy running fresh?
Yeah, because she's basically having a gallop. You know, she's had a nice break. You know, she's had run after run after run, trying to crack her maiden. I'm surprised that she's still a maiden at this stage of her career. You know, I thought that she had ability earlier on, but she hasn't really gone on much. So yeah, I think she might just need a run back. Being able to, as I say, there aren't really any gallops or anything to give her, so just put her in with this. I think there are one or two horses that are a little bit competitive for her there, but I think she'll be running on quite nicely, and you know, hopefully be ready for her next start.
Your other runner is Igugaletu with Aldo aboard. He's run some good places. Do you think he could be right up there again?
Vicky's got, you know, some nice strong form. He comes off a good form line. He's also took his run on Met Day fairly well, and yeah, you know, obviously it's these open maiden handicaps. He's got top weight there, so you know that's always a factor because you never know what's sitting at the bottom of the weights. But he's always doing well. He's a consistent little horse, and I think he'll have a good chance.
Race 3, you've got St. Bridget with Gareth aboard. She comes back and trip from the mile to the 1400. Did you want to run over the trip, or was it just race availability?
I'm not actually sure. Last time out was a bit of an enigma for me. Vicky, she didn't really race any kind of a gallop at all, and I whether or not it was just because it might have been a little bit too far, but I don't think so, because I think she's the kind of filly that she's certainly bred to go that trip, and she looks like she will. I did have a couple of horses, you know, on Met Day, and you know, prior to that just ran completely flat races, and I think I had a little bit of a virus going around, so possibly that was the reason why she ran like that. I'm not 100% sure, but back in a 1400, she showed quite nicely first time out at Durbanville over the 12. She ran on nicely, and hopefully, you know, she's back to her best this time around, and you know, she could maybe sneak a chance if it's not too sharp.
Race 5, you've got the two runners over the 1800 meters. You've got English Mistress. The question would be, could we ignore her last run? And then Heliotrope, she's showing lovely progress, be it a little bit unlucky in her last few starts.
Yeah, she was a little unlucky, Vicky, but she's improving with every start, Heliotrope. She obviously was also, you know, had a weight advantage in one of those open maiden races, but she's certainly looking for this trip, probably even looking for a bit further. So she's, as I say, improving with every run, and she certainly will have a chance again on Saturday. The other filly, also a little bit of a flat run from her last time. She didn't quite finish off her race. She's doing a lot better at home this time around. She's certainly, this trip she'll be much better suited to the trip. So both of mine have got each way chances. I think it's quite an open race, but they're both doing nicely, and they must be included.
Race 7, two runners again over the 1600 meters. No apologies over he's got Gareth aboard, and the question would be, could we see a more encouraging run from him? And then Dragonfly, who really ran a great race last time, be it he's not drawn too well.
Yeah, no, Dragonfly didn't crack a draw. I didn't know whether to run him in the 12 or to run over the mile, and I opted to take the chance of running the mile, and of course we drew widest out, so it didn't help me much. But anyway, we'll have to take our chances from there. He likes to have a bit of a chance anyway. You've got to just hope that there's a fairly decent pace. So difficult to assess his chances. The other horse, no apologies, last time was pulling very hard, and the saddle slipped forward as well, so you can probably put a line through that run too. He's drawn nicely this time around, drawn 1. He's been starting to be a little bit keen in his last 1 or 2 races. He's been a little bit keen, so I've put a noseband on him at home, and that seems to hopefully help a little bit. So hopefully there is a bit of pace, and he settles nicely this time around, and you know, if he does that, his form is fairly decent, a little bit in and out, but he's got ability, and I think, as I say, if he settles in the running, then he's also an inclusion.
Race 9, the two runners, Hammy's Hero, who's dropped in the ratings quite a bit, and the blinkers seem to have prompted a return to form. And then Benjamin, he was close up last time. Do you think he could be in the shake-up?
Oh, Benjamin's always there and thereabouts. I can't tell you much about Benjamin. He's getting on now, and he's always fairly consistent. You know, if the race pans out the right way for him, he's never far off them, and it'll be the same story with him again. The other horse, Hammy's Hero, was back to his best last time out, perhaps a little unlucky not to to be able to get another win under his belt. He looks great at the moment. He looks particularly well, and he's doing nicely at home. It's quite an open race. It's a big field, and he's got a definite chance again if he repeats that last run. But as I say, I'm happy with his well-being and his work at home. So hopefully he can, find his earlier form back, or it certainly is coming back to form. So hopefully he can hold that.